Today we're going to talk about three variable systems of equations. We're going to talk about step one. So everyone, let's read step one. It says eliminate a variable from a pair of equations. Let's just stop there and follow those instructions. So we're going to work on this very first example. It said eliminate a variable from a pair. So I'm going to choose these two pairs of equations. And I'm going to eliminate Z, because looking at Z, I can already see that when I add these together, these will cancel out. So I'm going to be adding these two equations together. X plus 5x is 6x. 3y plus 2y is 5y. 2z plus a negative 2z cancels out. Negative 13 plus negative 11 is negative 24. So this is one of my new equations. Okay, let's continue with the instructions. So we did step one, part of step one. It says, then eliminate the same variable from another pair of equations. It says eliminate the same variable. So guys, which variable did we just eliminate? Z. We have to eliminate the same variable again, but this time we're going to choose a different pair. So guys, now I'm going to choose, we can choose this top one and the bottom one, or we can choose the middle one and the bottom one. It really doesn't matter. Which one would you guys like to do? Middle, bottom? Okay, let's do that. So we'll do the middle pair, or the middle equation and the bottom equation. So in order to eliminate Z, everyone draw parentheses around this bottom equation. What should we multiply by? A negative 2 is correct. The reason why is because negative 2 times this negative Z will make it a positive 2Z. And then it will be able to cancel out with this one. Okay, so guys, let's go ahead and write what we're going to get. Negative 2 times 7x is negative 14x. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8y. Negative 2 times negative z is positive 2z. And negative 2 times 29 is negative 58. And guys, I'm just going to copy down this equation one more time. I'm just copying it down. So we distributed that negative 2 to everything. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add my two equations together. Negative 4x and 5x is what? Okay, negative 9x. 8y plus 2y is 10y. I can't hear you, class. All right, 2z plus a negative 2z is what? 0, that's gone. And then negative 58 plus a negative 11, what will that be? There we go. So these are our two new equations. We finished step one. Let's go over what we just did. Step one said eliminate a variable from a pair of equations, then eliminate the same variable from another pair of equations. We just did that. Now we're moving on to step two. Solve the resulting system of equations from step one. So guys, this is our new system of equation. We're going to solve this. This is exactly what we've been doing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and solve this system of equations. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this top equation. What should I multiply it by? Very good. We're going to multiply it by negative 2. And let's see what we get. Negative 2 times 6x is negative 12x. Negative 2 times 5y is negative 10y. Negative 2 times a negative 24 will be a positive 48. Do you guys see what cancels? 10y will cancel out with the negative 10y. Okay, now we add negative 9x plus negative 12. What is this? Thank you. I'm going to put it over here. Negative 21x equals, what will this be added together? Negative 21. Perfect. And we know how to solve this. You divide both sides by negative 21. And we find that x is equal to 1. Now, just like we did yesterday, we can plug this into one of these to figure out what y is. All the hard work is done. Now we just plug in and find our answers. So I'm going to use one of these equations. I'll use this bottom one. I'm going to copy this down. Negative 12x minus 10y equals 48. And we just said that x is 1. So I'm going to put a 1 right here where the x was. Now we evaluate this. Negative 12 times 1 is a negative 12. We add 12 to both sides, and we get negative 10y equals 60. Now we divide both sides by negative 10. So what's our answer? Negative 6. Now, do you guys want to take a guess as to how I solve for z? Thank you. We're going to plug both of these in to one of these originals. It doesn't matter which one we choose. Which one would you guys like to choose? The top one? Okay, so I'm going to copy this top one down. It says x. X is 1, so 1 plus 3. And our y value is negative 6 plus 2z equals negative 13. So 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. One minus 18 is negative 17. We're going to add 17 to both sides, and we get 2z is equal to 4. Then we divide both sides by 2. So we get z is equal to 2. So this is how you guys write your answer. This is the format it should be in. 1, negative 6, 2. This is how you write your answer. It goes in order X, Y, Z, just like the alphabet. Make sure it's not out of order. All right, so the first step is to eliminate a variable from a pair of functions. A pair of equations. So, which variable would you guys like to eliminate? X. I'll choose X. You can choose whichever one you want. So if we eliminate X, I'm going to choose this top one and this bottom one. And we're going to eliminate X. If I eliminate X, what should I multiply this bottom equation by? 4. Everyone go ahead and do that. We're going to multiply this by 4. So I'm going to get negative 4x plus 28y plus 44z equals, someone help me out, 27 times 4. 108. Thank you so much. And guys, let's copy this equation over. Just going to copy it over. Now, we're going to add these two equations together. 4x plus negative 4x cancel out. Negative 1y plus 27y is negative 1y plus 28y is 27y. 27y. Okay, 9z plus 44z is what? 53z. Negative 3 plus 108? 105. This is one of the equations we will be using. Let's go back to our notes. It says, then eliminate the same variable from another pair of equations. What variable did we already eliminate?
X.
We eliminated x's. That means we need to eliminate x again. We do the same variable. So guys, first we chose the bottom equation and the top equation. We need to choose a different pair. So what are we going to do? Middle and bottom. Very good. We're going to choose these two next. Different pair. So what do I need to multiply this bottom equation by? 3. Everyone go ahead and do that. 3 times negative 3x is 3 times negative x is negative 3x. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 11 is 33. And 3 times 27, help me out. Thank you. All right. Now, guys, we're focusing on, let me highlight this for you. We're focusing on this middle one. And now this one that I just created. We're going to add these two together, okay? If you want to rewrite it off to the sides, you can. I'm not going to rewrite it this time. Okay. So let's start adding this together. 3x cancels out with negative 3x. Negative 4 plus 21 is what? 17y. Good. Negative 5 plus 33, 28. And negative 31 plus 81, 50. Good. So these are my two equations. Now we're going to do what we did yesterday. Okay? So I'm going to write this equation underneath this one so that we can see it better. Okay, so these are my two new equations. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do elimination again. So guys, write this down. We're going to multiply this top one by 17 and this bottom one by a 27. One of them needs to be negative, so I made that one a negative 27. We got 50 because negative 31 and 81 gave us the positive 50. You're welcome. All right, so guys, this is what we're going to multiply by. Get your calculators ready. Someone please tell me, what is 17 times 27? 455. Oh, 59, thank you. Okay, 17 times 53. 904? 901. Okay, thank you. All right, 17 times 105. 835. 2,835. Okay, thank you. Okay, so that was this top one. Now let's do the bottom one. Negative 27 times 17 will just be the opposite. So negative 459y. What is 27 times 28? 756. Thank you. It'll be negative. Negative 27 times 50. This will also be negative. What will that be? Thank you. Oh, what should this be?
1785. 1785.
This one should be 1785?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right, make sure you check that. 1785? Okay, thank you.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
I have 2 questions.
Okay, so Ben asked a good question. He said, could we eliminate the z's instead of the y's? And you could have. You would just have multiplied by 28 and 53, and one of them needs to be negative. It doesn't matter which one you choose. Okay, very good question. So you could have also eliminated the z's if you wanted to. Okay. And guys, it doesn't matter which one becomes negative in this case. As long as one of them is negative, these will cancel out. Okay? All right, let's continue. We're going to add these together. So guys, what is 900 minus 756? 145, thank you. And then this is 1,785 minus 1,350.
435.
435, thank you. All right, now let's divide. Divide both sides by 145. Okay, and what do we get? Z equals 3. So guys, we started off with really big numbers, but it got nice and pretty and small. Okay, so we got Z equals 3. So guys, just like you did yesterday, what do you do next? Plug it in. So we're going to go to this one. You can choose either or. Which one do you guys want me to plug it into? The top one? Okay, so guys, I'm going to write down the original top one, which is 27y plus 53. Instead of a z, we're going to plug in a 3 equals 105. And we just solved that. All right, what will this be, guys? Okay, then you subtract 159 from both sides. Tell me what we get. Negative 54. Then divide both sides by 27, and you'll get y is negative 2. Okay. We found z, we found y. How do I find my final variable? Yep, so you just pick one of those 3. It doesn't matter which one you choose. So I'm going to erase some things on my board so we have some space. Okay, which one would you guys like me to pick? The bottom? Okay. Okay, so this is negative x plus 7. Y is negative 2 plus 11. Z is 3, and this is supposed to equal 27. Okay, so we get negative x minus 14 plus 33 equals 27. What's negative 14 plus 33? 19, so this is negative x plus 19 equals 27. Subtract 19 from both sides, we get negative x is what? 8. We're not done. What do I need to divide by? Yes, we need to divide by a negative 1. So we divide by negative 1, negative 1. X is equal to negative 8. So this is how you write your answer. X was negative 8. Y was negative 2. And Z was 3. This is how you write your solution. Guys, let's make sure we understand what this solution means. This means if you plug in a negative 8 here, a negative 2 here, and a 3 here, it will equal negative 3. If you plug in these same points into this second problem, it will equal negative 31. And if you plug in these same points into this last problem, it will equal 27. These 3 numbers work for all of those equations. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? All right. Okay, so let's go over this one. I'm going to eliminate V because it looks the easiest. It doesn't have a coefficient like the other ones do. So I'm going to eliminate B. So I'm going to choose these two equations to eliminate first. I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by what? -6. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute -6. -6 times -46 is 24x. -6 times 7 is -42. Can someone please tell me, this will be a positive 6z. Can someone please tell me what -6 times 19 is?
Where did you get the -6 from?
I'm multiplying all of this by -6 so that this becomes a +6 so that these can cancel. Okay, so can someone tell me what 19 times -6 is? Okay. So we multiplied this middle equation by a -6. All right, I'm going to copy down this top one again. I'm just going to put it above. So 2x minus 5y minus 6z is equal to 57. Ben, do you see why I multiplied by -6 now?
Yeah.
Because look, those now cancel. Okay, so that's where that -6 came from. Okay, so now we're going to add these equations. 2x plus 24x is 26x. These two added together is -47y. And what are these two added together? Negative what?
-57.
There we go. Okay, so this is one of my equations. Now I'm going to do the same process, but with a different pair. Okay, so I did this with these top equations. Now I'm going to eliminate z from the bottom two. So now I'm going to choose a different pair. I'm going to now choose these two. So guys, what do I multiply this middle equation by now? Of 4. You see why? Okay, because 4 times a -z will cancel out with that. Okay, let's go ahead and distribute, guys. So I'm going to write it down here. 4 times -4 is -16. 4 times 7, we get 28. 4 times -z is -4z. Can someone tell me what this is? 19 times 4. Thank you. Where'd y'all get a 5? Okay, so that's this one right here. And this equation's right above it. Perfect. So 4z cancels out with -4z. I am left with, we're going to add these together. What will that be when I add them? What will these be when I add them? 27y. And what will this be? -75 plus 76. 1. So guys, these are my two equations that I'm going to use. Now it's just like what we did yesterday. I'm going to put this under here. Okay. So now we know what to do now. This is the same old thing we've been doing. So guys, what would you like to multiply by? Do you want to eliminate the x's or the y's? Okay, I didn't hear anything. So I'm going to choose to eliminate the x. I'm going to multiply this by a 7, and I'm going to multiply this by a 26. All right, so 7 times 26 is 182. 7 times 47 is -329. 7 times -57 -399. 26 times negative 7x is negative, let's see, 182. 26 times 27 is 702. And 26 times 1 is 26. Now we're just going to add these together. Okay, so these cancel out. If you add the y's together, you get 373. And if we add these two together, we get 373. All right, so divide both, oh, this is negative 373. Okay, we divide both sides by 373, and we get y is negative 1. All right, now I'm going to plug this into this equation right here. So I'm going to erase this y and put a negative 1 there. So I get negative 7x minus 27 equals 1. Add 27, I get negative 7x is equal to 28. Divide both sides by negative 7, x is negative 4. All right, next. I'm going to use one of the original problems to figure out what z is equal to. All right, finally, I'm just going to use this top one. We have 2 times x minus 5 times y minus 6z is equal to 57. Okay, so the x value is negative 4. The y value was negative 1. Okay, so this is negative 8. This is a positive 5. Minus 6z equals 57. This is negative 3. We're going to add 3. So we get 59. Oh, wait, sorry, we get 60. Equals negative 6z. Divide both sides by negative 6. And you get z is negative 10. So your answer, I'm going to write it right here in the middle. Your answer is negative 4, negative 1, negative 10. That's what you should have gotten.